On Spiritual Tips Part 2, we discuss mediumship ethics and astral laws. We talk about why discernment is key to success on the spiritual path, what to do when making a mistake as a spiritual teacher and medium, how do you know who is the right spiritual teacher to choose from, how to detect real from fake spiritual teachings, how to avoid chaos in your life on the spiritual journey, how to check accuracy of spiritual messages you receive, and what are astral tricksters. It should be noted that mediumship should be used more for entertainment purposes rather than making life decisions, and most people should know by now that more than 99% of psychic mediums that operate in the online space in today's world are actually fake. As long as you're mindful of that and practice discernment and understand who is real and who is fake in the spiritual community, then your life should be fine. In the past, the Grand Master of the spiritual school I attended and trained under, he would pull me up telepathically when I was teaching in the spiritual school if I ever made a mistake in disseminating his message perfectly during class to the students. There was an instance I made a mistake once where it was my honest belief that one of the meditation musics, the background, the meditation music, was commissioned by the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra. And he told me telepathically, no, that's not the case. He didn't commission it. Someone else did. I was like, oh, okay. So I was expected to remedy that error that I had given to the students. Additionally, other times when I was doing healing or teaching, if I had made a small or a minor mistake, the spiritual masters in the celestial planes would step in and remind me what color to use or how many rotations to do or so on, or drop the right words into my mind so I can deliver them to the class if I've somehow lost my train of thought. So that's the benefit of being trained under a spiritual master. And it's the benefit of when you follow the rules and you follow the guidances being given by those who've come before you, that you typically don't make mistakes and everything runs smoothly. So in my experience, when I channel my guides and my ancestors and my spiritual masters, they will typically reveal short, concise words and sentences. Like, for example, one of my spiritual masters will tell me if I have, for some reason, been working too much and stopped meditating, they'll say, meditate more every day. Or they might show me something to do, like, for example, swim in the ocean. Or they might give me an idea, and that might be a schematic diagram, and that helps me solve a technical problem that I'm working on at work. When spiritual masters and spiritual guides give advice, it's always, when you know it's accurate, when it's coming from them, it's always very clear. It's generally very short. It'll be 1 to 3 to 4 words maximum, very rarely any more than a sentence. Or it could be a diagram or like a movie reel, a short snippet, a 3 to 5 second snippet of a movie reel. They'll show you what is going to happen. That's how you know that you're dealing with your spiritual guides. And when you become more advanced, you get to feel their energy signature. Their energy fingerprint is different to everyone else on the planet, and you know that's coming from your true guides. You just know their energy signature is unique. So it's quite rare and questionable when someone claims to be channeling their guides and they launch into long-winded rants and raves with multiple sentences. And it's very curious if someone carries on and prefaces the same sentence in every time they launch into a so-called channeling, and then they throw in the words many 5 or 10 times, or very 5 or 10 times or more, then that type of channeling, you'll have to question the truthfulness behind it. As a person who is a medium, a clairvoyant, a clairsentient, clairaudient, you're always trained when you're beginning this work and doing this spiritual work is to question the accuracy of the messages you receive. You never blindly accept the messages that you're given. You should always double check, triple check, quadruple check the accuracy. And some people do that. Sometimes they do it with a coin toss, a pendulum, oracle cards, tarot cards, or if you know how to energy scan. That's how I check the accuracy of messages. Also, if you have a questionable spirit hanging around giving you information and they claim, say for example, to be your grandfather, and you know that you had a certain conversation with your grandfather and he barracked for such and such football team, or his favourite colour socks were blue or whatever, or his pet name for you was whatever it is, then you can ask that spirit, what was his favourite football team, or what was his pet name for you. If that spirit can't immediately answer, you know that's not your grandfather, that's a trickster. There are many tricksters in the astral plane, so just be aware of that. So thank you for liking and subscribing to my content on Earth Goodwill Project. And thank you for sharing my channel with your fellow spiritual practitioners who you know will benefit from this information. Namaste.